Billy Lougheed with Profit Warriors Worldwide. I am so happy that we have in our presence Marie Wilshire. Now Marie has a story. We're in the 4 or 5 minutes we have here. There's no possible way that we're going to get Marie's whole story in this 5-10 minute interview. However, we're going to try.
Okay.
Right?
Sounds good.
Marie,
Sounds good.
Marie, we're universe, Marie. So, Marie, thank you for coming down. My understanding, Marie, is that you own a bookkeeping company.
That is correct.
And you love numbers.
I do absolutely love to make them balance.
And you've been a Profit Warrior for a while now.
That's correct.
Okay, so before you got involved with Profit Warriors, tell us about you. What happened? Or who are you? What do you do? What would you like the universe to know about Marie Wilshire?
Well, I've been doing bookkeeping for over 30 years. I love it, absolutely. Wasn't a field that I really thought I would be getting into. Kind of fell into it through different people that I knew had businesses and needed somebody to help them out, and I started doing it, helping out with balancing their daily reports and cash registers and businesses, and just really enjoyed doing that. So I said, hey, it's a field I want to get into.
Now,
continued with my education, and
where'd you go to school?
I went to Niagara College, and I also
Niagara College in Welland, Ontario.
Yes, correct.
We are here in St. Catharines, Ontario, head office of Profit Warriors at Marie, Welland, Ontario, Canada. For all any Americans, Canada is a good place to be, and Welland is what?
15.
About an hour and a half from Toronto.
Yes.
Closer to Niagara Falls, about 15-20 minutes from Niagara Falls.
Correct.
20 minutes from Buffalo?
20 minutes from here, which is St. Catharines. I would say probably closer to half hour to Buffalo.
And Welland's a beautiful place, summertime and wintertime. We'll get into that later. So, but were you born and bred in Welland, or where?
Actually, I was born in Niagara Falls.
Okay.
And lived in northern Ontario for a while. My parents owned a tourist camp, so they ran that. It was great. Swimming, fishing. Dad owned a plane.
That means
were
you're a city girl or a country girl?
I'm a country girl.
Oh yeah, okay.
I
Another country girl.
I've been in the city for many years, but I am thinking of going back to the country. I really loved it.
And up north, cool. And you got involved with bookkeeping. At what age did you fall in love with numbers?
Basically 17, 18, somewhere in that. Actually, even younger than that, because my parents owned a tourist camp. And I used to help do the inventory every month with my mom in the corner store.
Okay.
So it was, probably 7, 8 years old, really.
How old were you when you went to college?
I was in my 20s.
Okay, so 20 years old, went to Niagara College, graduated?
Did. With honors.
Oh!
Yeah,
sorry!
Okay.
So we got honors. So what did you take at Niagara College?
I took accounting.
Oh yeah? Okay, well, yeah, so now you graduate honors, Niagara College in Welland. And you open up a bookkeeping business.
Correct.
Taking care of clients, and you come across Profit Warriors.
I do.
What I understand with Profit Warriors, got involved with Profit Warriors because why'd you get involved? How'd you get involved with Profit Warriors? How'd you become a Profit Warrior?
Actually, a friend of ours works for you.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Tim Hicks.
Oh, yes, okay.
So you were looking for someone to work in the office, and I have background of office admin / bookkeeping.
Right.
So I said, well, we'll try it out and see how it goes.
And so, you submitted a resume, and
I
so
did.
we were looking for someone who I think my line was, we don't hire employees here. We're looking for employers, right? So the definition of employee versus employer is an employer is someone who actually, because of the services they provide, they actually create wealth, they create abundance, and their services are so valuable, you make money.
There you go.
So you do, now what services do you provide for Profit Warriors?
I do the bookkeeping, basically office admin when no one's in the office. I also enter some banking information, things like that, reconciliations.
And from what I understand, you're really good at it too.
Not bad.
All right. And you answer phones?
I do.
Okay. So if you're with Profit Warriors, what does Profit Warriors mean to you?
The company itself, or the meaning, or what are you kind of asking me?
You came, obviously wanted to, you have a lot of different clients that you work with.
Correct.
And you do a marvelous job for them. But there's something about Profit Warriors, you decided that you've had a lot of different opportunities to get involved with some companies, and you're working here, you have the language that we call it, I guess, is we have have some good systems that you're in charge of.
Mhm.
So you're in charge of taking care of people's money, making sure that the money gets to the right place. What is it, obviously you wouldn't do it if you didn't like it.
Correct.
So you like it, you like
I
it.
love it.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so why? What is it about the position of taking care of people, profit warriors, money, that you like?
Well, I actually like this particular position because I'm not really dealing with the actual cash. I was a bartender for many years at the casino as well, and I dealt with a lot of cash, a lot of people, very hectic, very busy. It went during the opening time when we first received casinos here in the area. So it was a lot of numbers, and this is a much quieter, much easier pace. A lot of paperwork, but I like that. I don't mind. I don't mind.
Cool.
Mhm.
If you're to say, do you have a purpose for your life? If you were to say, listen, where we're going to be in 10 years' time,
Sure.
where would you like
Work-wise or life-wise or a little bit of everything.
you tell me. Where would you like to be personally? Where would you like to be?
Personally?
Say 10 years from now, where would you like to be? On
I'd
a
like
beach,
to be
sipping on
making-
pina coladas?
Nope. I like to be making at least 50 grand a year, and I would like to have people working for me.
Alright.
Also, I'd like to do some work because I still like to keep active in that field and watching over what things going on. So I'm in the process. It's starting to happen. I am hiring people, and things are beginning to happen. So yeah, and I'd also I'm looking at buying a piece of property a few hours away from here, Perry Sound area, and build a cottage. So that's what we're looking at.
So now you provide a lot of services to what we call profit warrior individuals, investors, salespeople. You actually help make sure everybody gets paid.
Mhm.
Make sure everybody gets the money. If somebody puts cash into an ATM machine, they have to get the money somehow.
That's right.
Or little 75 cents is. How does that work? Just from your end, how would you explain to people what you do, the services inside of Profit Warriors that you do? Say, listen, I want to make money in this business. You're the accountant. You're the bookkeeper. What services do you do to provide for these guys?
For the clients?
How do you help these guys?
Basically, if they have an issue, no matter what, with either checking reports out, because we do set them up with web reports, so as the machines go live, they have access to reports every day. They can check to see what transactions have transpired, if there's an error, if there's an issue. They can call us. We take care of the company that we deal with, and they can help us check out to see what's going on. Or we also have our tech guy, who is Derek, and if there's an issue we can't resolve at that end, from this end, telephone-wise and checking reports-wise to see what's going on, then he will actually physically go there and make sure to see what's going on.
Okay. And for, like, when somebody calls into Profit Warriors, they want to know what, we tell people they get audited financials daily.
Mhm.
And do you do the audits?
I don't do them.
You don't do the audits, you don't sign off and say, okay,
I
you're getting your money. All right.
I don't sign off on it. We have a company that we hired that does that,
Okay.
but
And
we also check
like-
to see what's going on with them.
So, I'm sort of pushing,
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm sweating you a little bit.
No,
I'm saying,
no.
okay, how can a company say that they provide audited financials daily? Like, how many companies can do that?
Nobody that I know of, other than banks.
And so how do we fill them? How can we look at something and say, listen, we provide you audited financials daily, because you're the person in charge of the books. You see the books, you see
Right.
the good, you see the bad, you see what works, what doesn't work.
Right.
I'll come back there in a second, which the best versus the worst.
Right.
But audited financials, how does that interact? Visa, MasterCard, how does that work as far as you're concerned?
Like the money coming in and going through and processing
Does the money
through?
come to your bank account and then you basically write a check?
No.
Okay, take me through the process of the money.
Basically, we receive your bank account information. We set it up with the company, and they are the company that takes care of the audits that are done.
So that's like your Interact, Visa, MasterCard, those guys.
Exactly.
Okay, and so the money doesn't come to you?
Nope.
Does the money come to Profit Warriors and Profit Warriors run the check?
Nope. The money goes directly back to you, the client, the customer, as they receive it.
Okay.
So every other, like basically the transaction happens today, there's a report that gets done by tomorrow or the next day, depending on whether it's a weekend or a holiday.
Right.
And the different banks do take sometimes 2 or 3 days.
We're talking about the audited financials, but then also, in addition to audited financials daily, there's like, you can watch your transactions, I guess, like online banking. Most people understand online banking,
Right.
but this is sort of like online banking in reverse.
Right.
Where somebody, say for instance, they have an ATM machine, or even a debit credit card terminal, or just basically dealing with their system here.
Right.
But then what they can do is they can go to a website and just like, rather than seeing the money going out of their bank account, they can see money going in.
Yes, that's correct.
That's pretty cool.
Mhm.
Who, that's cool.
That's good.
All right. The good, the bad, the ugly.
Okay.
What would you say for when you see good locations, you see bad locations, you see people making a lot of money, you see people making a little bit of money.
Mhm.
Special words of wisdom for identify the ones that are failing.
Mhm.
That there's no matter how good we tell people it is, there's going to be failures in every business, and failure is not necessarily a bad experience, as you know. It's one of those things where okay, we failed, we got to learn.
What are we gonna do?
What's constructive criticism you have about profit warnings in regards to what you see when you see the numbers, when you see the money? What are the things that you like to those guys who are maybe a little frustrated, they're not doing as well as they would want to do? What words of wisdom would you have?
I would suggest do some advertising. We have some great advertising that's set up by our in-house. They have where you can actually put a TV screen on top of your ATM or anywhere in your business and actually advertise your company. So for a very reasonable price, it's something that they can buy different blocks on this screen itself. And it just provides a little more incentives to the customers to use the machine, because at the bottom of it you can say, use ATM so many times, you get a free lunch, get discounted coupons, things like that. Incentives and advertising. I would encourage the people who are either cash filling or the owners of the machines to talk to the owners or talk to us and see if we can set something up where we can work it out.
Do you find the people who are doing who aren't doing that well, like with what we understand is some people make 50 cents, some people make 75 cents. There's a sort of a rule: the more you do, the more you make.
Right.
So you see some people are they're guaranteed 75 cents a transaction.
Right.
Some are doing all right, but others, like I say, listen, they can do better.
Right.
What does better mean?
Better means if they end up with more transactions, they end up with more money. Or they could also cash fill the machine itself, where instead of just being an investor on the machine, they could cash fill the machine, so therefore they would make more money, which is another 60 cents usually per transaction.
Plus the 75.
Plus the 75.
Okay.
So that's $1.35 in comparison to just making the 75 cents. If they do advertising, then they get a percentage of that. They also get a kickback for making the sale. Or if they find other
So
locations.
that they make money. So hear that you can also make money in sales because you also help with the
Exactly.
commissions and the finder fees. So there's a finder's fee also.
Absolutely.
Ah, okay. So there's a lot of there's not just one way to make money.
No, absolutely. More
How many
more.
ways?
Well, I don't know. I
How
haven't
many
done
ways are
it
there?
all. So far, I think about 4 or 5 that I know
Okay.
of. But
So
yeah.
then, okay, that's good. 4 or 5 is good.
4 or
though.
5.
You know, you get
Not
4 or 5
bad.
ways
Hey,
to
better
succeed.
than just one.
Yeah. So the good ones. Now you see some of the numbers coming in. You see some we won't name names, but some really amazing machines going on out there in different malls and different places. What do you say about those? Because not everybody gets those.
No.
Now, those aren't easy to get.
No, they're not. No,
Okay, so
they're not.
what do we tell the universe about those? You know, they're not impossible.
Nope.
It might be a little bit of work.
And that's what I was going to say. They are a little bit of work. I know one guy, it took him almost 2 years before he got a location. But he was persistent, and he was friends with different people, and he just kept going back on a regular basis to say, hey, how you doing? I'm the ATM person. And any interest in taking, I know to help your clients, give them the cash they need, if they're going shopping after, or even using in-house, whatever. After 2 years, the owner finally said, okay, let's sign and let's take care of it. And there's been no issues, and they're all happy.
Right.
Everybody's making money.
You have other look. You'll see with the money as it comes in. You'll also see that sometimes the machines do nothing.
Right.
So you help with zero transactions.
Mm-hmm.
So zero transactions meaning for anybody who doesn't for the studio audience, zero transactions is we put an ATM machine in and it does zero transactions. So if you or me, if I or my mother or my sister or any of my family or any of my team invested in an ATM machine and put it in and did zero, guess what's happening?
We'd be changing something.
Hello,
We'd be making some
and
changes.
so you get a few phone calls like that too.
Oh, yes, we do.
okay.
We do.
And so what do you do?
Well, we investigate why it's doing zero transactions to try to see, okay, is it due to banking issues, or is it due to the machine itself, or is it due to the business itself? Was the business open? Was the machine plugged in? There are a lot of different reasons that the machine may not be doing any transactions. So we have to eliminate all of those.
Give me a couple examples.
As to when it's not working?
Yeah, like a zero transaction machine. Let's explore the zero transactions.
Right.
I like to go with the lowest denominator, the
Right.
worst case scenario. Machine, say it's like a ski resort,
Right.
or a bar,
Right.
or or a bar in a ski resort.
Okay,
Ha,
all right.
there you go,
go.
that's a good one.
Bar
in
and a ski resort.
Okay.
Okay,
Good.
0 transactions.
Right.
There's definitely something wrong.
Middle of
because
summer.
it should be working. Should be working. So
Alright.
first, I'd say check the plug. Make sure the machine is plugged in.
I like that. Okay, but what you just said, that's common sense.
Some
But
people.
there's a lot of common sense with
There
this.
is. It
Okay, I like
really
that.
is.
Okay,
It
go
really
ahead,
is.
sir.
Okay, no problem. So once it's we know the power's working, the machine's working. Do a test.
Uh-huh.
Money's all working. Money's coming in. Try it. Test it. Make sure that the money is. Put your card in. Like basically, cash filler would go test it to make sure that all that's working properly. So once that's all working properly, then they would say, okay, we should be good. So now, if there's still 0 transactions, like I would say, sit around for a little bit to see what's going on, if somebody uses it or not. And if somebody's not using it, then maybe go up to the owners or the bartenders or whatever and kind of talk to them and sort of say, hey, what's going on? Why do you think that's not happening? Sometimes they have different reasons. People don't necessarily, either they don't know it's there, the signage isn't there, so we need to make it a little more visible. Or offer an incentive to maybe somebody that's working there and say, hey, listen, if you offer this, we'll give you a few extra dollars, whatever.
Or the store, or they're closed.
That's
Sometimes
another
it's
reason.
Like a Wednesday afternoon, a busy bar, although it might be busy Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
That's the day they take off because they're busy the rest of the week.
So you'd have 0 transactions on that
Sure,
day.
absolutely.
You work with a service team. I guess
Yes.
it's Derek. Yeah?
Yes.
Derek. Good
That's
guy.
Great guy.
Good guy.
Great
Hey,
guy.
Derek, great guy. Hey, thumbs up. Thumbs
Hey,
up,
Derek.
All right. So, between you and him, you monitor 0 transactions. So if a machine's not doing anything if it doesn't do anything for maybe a day or 2, and you know it's a bar, no relax, because you know maybe Thursday or Friday's going to get busy.
Right.
So you're not too scared.
Right.
But when it does 0 transactions for 30 days straight,
Then there's an issue.
there's an issue. Right? Now, if I'm an investor or I'm a cash flow, I can, when I understand with the website, I can watch and monitor 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Correct.
Every 15 seconds, it's refreshed, so I can really keep my eye on the machine.
Right.
I can live here in St. Catharines, have a machine in Newfoundland,
Absolutely.
and have a lot of control.
Mhm.
And if something happened, then I'd be able to make it. Could I call the guy?
Sure. Anytime, 24 hours,
All right.
7 days a week.
So as far as when it does 0 transactions for a period of time, or let's say 30 days straight, what's the solution there?
Well, like I said, first you have to check to see if it's plugged in.
Right.
Check to have the cash filler come in and check to make sure all that's working properly. If there is an issue,
What if the machine is broken? What happens if it's like a part or something?
If it's a part?
Or give me
Which
a
is
worst
very
case.
possible.
Worst case scenario.
Yeah, the machine could be broke down. There could be a part. I mean, we had a mouse stuck in one time.
Mouse.
Hey, what can I say? It happens. Life happens.
Is this in a restaurant? I've been.
No, it wasn't in a restaurant. No, it was not. No restaurant.
Mouse is stuck in there. Okay, so it happens.
Yeah.
So bad things happen.
It happens.
And when that happens, normally, now I understand there's an 800 number on the machine, and you're monitoring the machines.
Absolutely.
Are you the person, you watch those machines all the time, or is it somebody else?
I don't. Somebody else watches them.
Okay, that's part of your team.
That is part of our team.
Okay, so you get, that's the other part of the team, and they watch it, and then if it is a part, they take care of that? Or
Nope.
you take care of it?
Well, it all depends. We have two different ends of things. We have service agreements with all our clients.
Okay.
Sometimes they take care of it themselves because they are able to, they have those skills, so they're able to.
Client is
The customer.
the merchant, the bar, the convenience store,
Whoever's cash filling.
or the cash flow. Okay,
Yeah.
cash flow.
Anyone. Usually it's a cash filler because they have the keys and access to the machine.
Now, sometimes you have bars who fill their own, or
So-
buy their own.
Yeah. So if that's the case, then sometimes the owners do have somebody on call that they know how to fix machines.
Right.
So, or they know how to do it themselves. But we always have our 1-800 number where Derek can be contacted, service department, 24 hours, 7 days a week. If you need help with anything, he's available to help you out.
And if somebody has a problem reconciling numbers or reports,
Right.
you're the person to talk to?
Usually I am,
Yeah,
if
okay.
I'm around, and if not, then we have, Derek does help out, or
Other
so.
people.
Yeah, other people, we have other people.
All right. What is it about this business that you can tell other people that makes this business either good, bad, or let's say, why would anybody want to get involved with this business?
It's a good way to make extra money, and you don't have to work at it.
Right.
Really, I mean, a little bit of work. It's very little work, but good return if you're willing to put that little extra effort into it.
Special words of wisdom to merchants. I want to understand that when you help with the documentation comes in.
Right.
Is there a lot of documentation?
Yeah, there's a lot.
Okay. What kind? So take me through the documentation. So if somebody wants an ATM machine, and I would say I'm a convenience store, and I would like
Right.
an ATM for my store.
Correct. Okay.
What do you need from me?
Well, you need to sign a contract first.
Why?
Well, because we put you in a 10-year contract usually.
10?
10 years!
Why? What, 10 years? What do I
Well-
want a 10? Why would I want to sign a 10-year contract?
Well, we can give you a little less if you'd like to try it out just to
Alright.
see. We do have those options as well.
Okay.
But usually, if you're really interested, you want to make an investment and make it worthwhile. It's usually a long-term investment. It's not something you just put the money in and say, "Oh, I'm gonna get my return tomorrow." I mean, it's like houses, mortgage, or basically real estate.
Okay.
Similar idea. Long-term investment. Put your money in, you get your money back out.
Well, I was talking to one of the sales agents the other day, and they said the bottom line is if they sign a 10-year contract, you're gonna give me a free machine for the next 10 years. You're gonna take care of the parts and the
Exactly.
service, and pay me 40 cents. So
There
the
you
longer the relationship, the more I get paid.
Exactly.
The more I do, the more I get paid. So I sort of like that.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what?
And then basically, sorry, I lost my train of thought.
I did too.
I'm like, where were we going here?
Yeah,
Okay.
well, the question is,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
supposed to be taking
Yeah,
it there.
okay.
Well, the question was, I think, moving back, stepping back once,
Mhm.
was the merchant. So I'm a merchant.
Right.
I want an ATM machine. Why do I want an ATM machine? You said, you asked me to sign a 10-year.
Right.
What documentation?
Documentation.
I asked you the question. I put you. Remember, you're on the
Yeah,
hot seat.
that's right. No, it's
Are
okay.
you feeling hot yet?
I was just trying to remember what I was
You're
doing.
feeling
I
hot?
was
Okay,
like,
so
ooh.
I was my head spinning
Yeah,
too.
I was like, okay.
I'm a rookie interviewer, people. That's okay. So you're on the hot seat. I asked. The question was, Marie, what documentation do I need? I'm a merchant,
Right.
and a merchant meeting at a convenience store, bar, nightclub, hospital, university. She told me I got to sign a 10-year contract. I was thinking, oh, hang on. But now I understand. From now, I'm going to get paid for the next 10 years.
That's correct.
Got it. I have no problems. You're going to pay me for the
Yeah.
long. I'll sign a 150-year contract.
There you go.
You're going to pay me.
You're gonna keep
the
getting
more,
paid.
okay. I'm
That's
in.
it.
I'm
You
sold.
make
okay.
money.
I'm sold. Okay. So
That's it.
next, what
Right.
other documentation? I got an
Okay.
agreement. You
So
got it.
now you have to give me a void check so that I can put it into the money into your account. Not myself, but they can set it up so that the money can be put into your account.
Okay.
So you can receive that money on a regular basis.
Did I give you my banking information?
I have to give you your banking
So
information.
you can do what with my banking information?
Well, I
What are you
can.
going to do with my banking
I'm
information?
going to give it to our team that
Right.
sets up your reports
Right.
and takes care of all the transactions that happen with that ATM on a daily basis. And also returns the money to you,
Oh, okay.
whether you're cash filling
Okay.
or whether you're,
I'll get you that document. You got
Okay.
my void check. Okay, so now
Okay.
you got me
So
signing
have
the
your
agreement.
void check.
I get you my void check. Put all my money into my bank account, and let's make that little machine work for me. What else do you need?
correct. I need an authorization for you to say that I can do that.
Okay, I'll
So
sign
I
that.
need a documentation saying, okay. Then if you're going to be cash filling, I
Right.
need a source of funds document. So basically that tells me where the money's going to be going, into what machine, at what location, what bank account, all those, it gives me
Source of
your
funds.
name, how I can contact you. So basically it's a document telling me where the money's coming from.
Are you talking about what source of funds declaration type thing?
That's correct, exactly.
Why do you need that?
Well, basically like I was saying, it's to tell me
So why do you need that?
where all that money's going, what the
Or where
action
it
is
came from?
happening, where it's coming from and where it's going.
But what happens if I'm a criminal and I'm like want to do some money laundering?
I don't wanna know about that.
Okay.
All I know is this is my document, this is what it says. This is your name, this is your driver's license, this is how much money you,
But you
this,
know what I'm talking about.
I
You hear it on the
understand.
TV all the time.
I don't
these
wanna
guys
hear
are-
about it.
So,
Yeah.
but the declaration is
States.
basically a if I understand correctly, it's a
Yes.
declaration, source of funds declaration,
Yes.
which is a declaration I have to sign off on,
Correct,
saying that the source of my money going into the machine
is not,
is not from bad sources.
correct.
And
Exactly.
okay, so I have to sign it. Okay,
Yeah.
and now is there like a background check or anything you do on me? What's the deal?
It depends, I mean, most people seem okay, so we don't usually, but we can do that, we have, in certain situations, we felt maybe not sure, so we have done background checks.
Right. Okay. That's
Mhm.
part of it. And that's the only. Is there any other?
Driver's
documentation?
license.
Driver's license.
Well, yeah, so we show your current address. You decide to up and take off with our machine, we wanna find you.
Okay.
Ah,
Okay. Driver's license.
driver's license.
So almost like the same. Because when I go into a bank, I gotta give them ID.
That's right.
So it's almost like you're just saying whatever.
Anything, open a bank
would,
account.
Whatever you need, the same information that I would have to give to a bank manager to open up a savings account, I gotta give the same stuff to you to do your job.
That's correct.
Alright,
Exactly.
and probably more.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Any other documentation?
I'm thinking source of funds, ATD, bank. Oh, if you're
Driver's license. Yeah.
driver's license,
Driver's
but if
Good.
you are giving me a void check that is an incorporation, so your company's incorporated,
Yeah,
I will
incorporation.
need,
Same
okay?
corporation.
So then I will need articles of incorporation, just or a piece of paper.
Identification.
Exactly,
Alright.
stating that this is your business number, you're a legitimate business, it's a document backing that up.
Okay. Now, what if I'm an investor or a cash flow or something like that? So the same thing applies?
Depends, if you're cash filling, we need the source of funds, if you're not cash filling, you're an investor only, then we only need the driver's license and the authorization to deposit.
So
And the signed, the more you get involved, the
the
more,
documentation you're gonna need.
exactly,
It's called the know thy customer rule.
Correct.
With interactive ease, just to defeat fraud and to take care of all those, there's a lot of bad people out there would hurt people, and so your job, you're sort of the gatekeeper
trying,
to make sure nobody gets hurt.
exactly.
Hey, thumbs up for Marie. She is a gatekeeper, making sure that she has all the documentation so nobody gets hurt, including agreements.
Exactly.
Okay, that's beautiful.
Mhm.
All right. So documentation. Anything else? What other stuff do you provide in your position that maybe as far as telling the universe what it is that might make this business more of a pleasurable experience for them? Anything else that you can say?
Basically, it's great. You're out there meeting people. You have an opportunity to make some money,
Right.
and go to different places. Like, it doesn't matter where you go. If you go to the movies, you go to the corner store. You notice if they don't have an ATM, get a business card, bring it in, give us the phone number and information. We'll call it in if we get the deal and get a sale and people are interested. Or if you end up taking the paperwork, we can send it to you. You end up making the money.
So you'll help. You provide a service to help people.
Make some extra cash on the side.
Oh, okay. So if they come
Absolutely.
across it, so they see an ATM machine. There's a lot of ATM machines. Out there.
Absolutely, but there are some places that still don't have them. A lot of new businesses opening up all the time.
Or if somebody has an ATM machine, but maybe they want better service, they can just send you a
Absolutely.
business card?
Yeah.
And then what do you do with it?
Well, then we contact them, or depending on who's cash filling it,
Right.
and or the owner in the location, and say, "Are you still interested in keeping the machine here? Yes. Would you like a? How's your service? If it's good, then okay. Maybe when your contract renews, you could think of giving us a call. I'll send you the documentation. You can read it over, see if you're interested in signing up with us."
So sort of send them off a quote.
Exactly.
Okay. So if I'm out there, I'm a regular guy. I'm not. Say if I wasn't a sales guy, I don't
Right.
know. I come across an ATM machine, but it's down.
Yep.
In Newfoundland.
Right.
Ah, maybe
There you go.
Let's get Newfoundland as an example. Out in Newfoundland, and again, out there, I was at a convenience store, found out this machine's down. The guy's really mad.
Mhm.
I could grab the business card, send you a copy.
Right.
You would call the guy.
Mhm.
So you would call the guy, not me.
Right.
You call the guy or somebody of your team
That's right.
and send him. And if he wanted our services, you'd send him a quote, and
Go from there.
I can get paid for that.
You can.
Beautiful. All right. That sounds fun.
Mhm.
Sounds like a fun business. What do you? Now you've been involved in a lot of different businesses. You've seen a lot of financials. You've seen a lot of stuff. What is it that intrigues you about this particular business over other types of businesses?
It's fun. It's a fun business.
Okay.
Meeting, you're working all across Canada and in some places in the United States. It's a little bit of here and there and everywhere. So it's worldwide. It's not a company that, oh, you're limited to this specific area. You can only work this and only do this. It's a worldwide company. So it doesn't matter where you go or what you do. You can do this.
So I was looking at some of the testimonials. We had earlier. We had Tim Hicks in here. So obviously you said you know him. So what is it? So you take care of a lot of his stuff. Obviously the financials. So you see some financials. We can't get into a lot of financials.
No.
And some other ones.
Right.
So here are some testimonials of some people who got involved with the business for different reasons.
Right.
Special words of wisdom for anybody who's out there that's looking at getting involved in the business as a whole.
In our company
Yeah.
or just a business
Say
period?
our company. Yeah.
Okay. I think it's a good company. I think it's a good opportunity to make some extra money if you're willing to do a little bit extra work.
What does Profit Warriors mean to you?
Well, I like the idea of warrior because I'm kind of the underdog kind of person. Not myself the underdog, but I like to protect the underdog, and I do not like people being taken advantage of. And so therefore, if situations occur, even in my own personal life, I've had situations where I've had to deal with lawyers for different things in my own personal life. and these people didn't do what they said they were going to do, so I just don't pay them. Basically, you sign a contract and you're gonna say what you're gonna do, you don't do it, sorry.
So you're a tough cookie.
I don't like to, yeah, when I have to be,
So,
try not to be.
'cause if somebody first hears the words profit warriors, like, okay, do you go out there and
Ah,
kill
yeah.
people and take advantage of people? So, okay, I'm gonna take your money and I'm gonna leave you on the side of the, on the side of the street?
Definitely not,
So that's not what profit warriors mean.
no,
So is it the opposite?
absolutely.
Because from what I've heard from, checking your references out
Mhm.
and your resume,
Mhm.
you have an amazing spirit, you've got a great heart,
Mhm.
and you care.
I do.
This is the most important thing is you care. So
Exactly.
as a result of that, so how would you, I'm thinking, okay, profit warriors
Mhm.
and someone who really cares.
Right.
And I'm trying to, we mix those two up. Well, is it, so the connotation of profit warriors are gonna fight and gonna almost, some people might interpret it that we're gonna fight and we're gonna hurt you, we're gonna take from you, but it's
No.
actually the exact opposite, isn't
No,
it?
we're protecting. We're helping people make some extra money and protecting them while they're doing it to make sure that they do get what they need to get.
And sometimes it's not easy.
No, no. Sometimes things don't go as we plan, or people misunderstand, and then we kind of have to work it out, and we always do. We always manage to get an understanding and get things worked out.
Cool.
Mhm.
And so, as a caring person,
Right.
you have you fight for people. You sort of have a
I
little scrapper,
Oh, I do.
little scrapper girl inside there.
No
that really
question.
say, okay, I'm willing to fight for. And we talked with, I think, a couple interviews earlier.
Mhm.
Talked about, I think it was Mr. Hicks who said I liked his line. He gets rich by enriching others.
Very nice.
So it's not about making profit so much for you,
Mhm.
because a lot of times you're doing stuff. You work after hours. You do a lot of volunteer work.
Absolutely.
Great community-minded person,
I do.
and you do it for free. Why do you do that? You work for free, just to let the record show. She works for free sometimes. Well, how could and the work? I mean, like that's hard work.
Yeah.
You're doing some soup kitchen stuff.
We
You're doing
do.
some. You're
I work with the Sparks.
humanitarian,
Yeah.
and you don't get paid for that.
No, I enjoy it. I just like it. I like being.
But it's hard work.
Nah, it's not hard work. It's fun. It's fun.
And why you do that because why?
I enjoy it. It's something I like to do.
It makes your heart happy by helping others.
It does. And I was lucky when I was younger. I had the opportunity to be around the same kind of people. So, hey, what's that word? When there was a movie that I watched, and I really, really pay it forward. There you go. That's my thing. If I'm in store and I see somebody having a hard time, I give them a few little extra bucks, or just pay for their whatever.
Now with profit
When I'm
warriors,
in the opportunity situation, I
do
can
you do
do
the
that.
profit warrior stuff for free?
Well,
that's what
I
pushes
get a
it.
little bit.
You get a
of
little, okay,
compensation.
so with profit warriors, you have to pay it.
Yeah.
But you have the same heart. You bring the same heart to profit warriors. You actually the same mentality, the same idea is paying it forward. Although you're getting just because everybody has to eat.
Sure.
So you're getting a paycheck from profit warriors. You're getting obviously they're writing you a
Yes.
check, so
That's
you're getting remunerated.
Yes.
You're remunerated.
Mhm.
But the same it's bless you, the same mentality that
Mhm.
you take from you use at Sparks. You don't
Mhm.
change when you bring it here.
Yeah.
You really care.
Try.
And is that sort of what Profit Warriors, is that the reason why you're with Profit Warriors? Let's say, for instance, Profit Warriors was one of those companies that goes out there and cheats and steals and lies and hurts people. Would you work here?
No.
Yeah.
No. I've quit from other jobs because I couldn't do that. It's not something I do. I bring it to people's attention. If that's what they do, I don't want to be there.
Because you're dealing with people's money. When
I'm
you're dealing with
exactly.
people's money, it's important that
And
people, dealing with money, it's important that it's done right.
and my name's on it, and I'm not willing to make that mistake. It's just
Awesome.
not something I want to do.
Good for you. Special words of wisdom. You've been doing this for many, many years. You have people in high school
Mhm.
going to college, just like you did. Some of them are on the brink of just about to graduate.
Mhm.
They're scared. Scared that the prospects of jobs are sparse. They have a couple different paths. One is it used to be where back in your day,
Oh.
even my day, where you
Walk
could go
up,
out,
find a
walk
job right
out,
away.
and you'd be there for 50 years almost. It seems like the way my daddy told me.
Mhm.
But now, these guys are graduating college, graduating university, and
There's nothing out there.
mm,
Well,
what do you help? Do you talk to those guys?
just letting you know, for myself, in the last few years, I've had some opportunity or situations where I was in that boat where I didn't have a job because I was let go after many years and the company closed down. So I decided, what am I going to do? So I went on Kijiji, used the internet, put a lot of ads out for a lot of different places, put a lot of resumes out, put my name in with Niagara College, checked all the different databases and places that there was work. Picked up some work that way, had some clients. Now I'm working my own business. I have people that I'm looking at. I'm getting to a point now where I'm actually going to be hiring people to come work for me.
Right.
I will do the training. There are specific qualifications I am looking for,
So you went
specific standards.
You went the path, because really, let's say there's two paths. One is a path of I'm gonna get a really a great education,
Yep.
graduate, prepare my resume, send it out, get hired by a RIM or a Google or this big company and get myself a retirement fund and RESP.
Had all of that.
And all that stuff, that's a good job. Or self-employment.
Yeah, but I had health issues, so when I had all of that, the health issues came in, I couldn't do that anymore, so I said, okay, I need to fall back on something that I know, and I've always done the numbers, so that's where I went.
So the first path, so we're talking to the college students, university students.
Yeah,
These guys are scared, and
Yeah,
I know that
for sure.
I have a daughter in university right now.
Absolutely.
Her concern is there going to be something in my future where I can work?
Always, always, there will always be work, but you need to find out where that is, and you need to contact these locations and these places like Niagara College that they do studies and they find out what is the field in the area that you need to go into and just go that route. And they know what employers are looking for.
Right.
There's a lot of different temp agencies out there that you can put your name in. They know what employers are looking for, what type of work, what type of people.
So the difference between like a regular job and a career. A lot of these guys, they want to get a career, make.
Some of it's
15
both.
and
They
a lot of
have
money
careers and they offer careers and just temp work. It depends, and it gives you an opportunity to try different types of work and see if that's something you might like.
Why did you eventually end up on the path of, over here you have the path of finding a good job, over here you found your path was, although you took this path, you're over here, you're self-employed. Why?
Well, because I just found it was easier. I just thought, you know what, I had to do that to get some money because there wasn't enough jobs out there. All the jobs that I was applying for, there were hundreds of people applying for because our unemployment is very high in this area. And I just said, you know, I'm working 4 different jobs, 5 different jobs, a couple days here, a couple days there, doing this, doing that. Do what works. It's working for me. It's paying my bills, and I really like what I'm doing.
What is it about self-employment? Are you happy being
I
self-employed?
love it. I absolutely love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So any special words of wisdom for people, self-employed, people who might be afraid of the word self-employment or owning my own business?
So it's worth every minute. It gives you the freedom to do the things you'd like to do, the money to do the things you like to do. It's challenging, it's fun, it's exciting, it's something new.
But for some people, self-employment means, oh my God, I gotta do like T2s, I gotta do T1s, I gotta do like paperwork,
There's lots of people out there you can hire to do that. Give me a call, I'll
I
take
do.
care of it for you.
So that's the term. Some people don't
Exactly.
want to become self-employed simply because the paperwork is a nightmare.
Yeah,
And
And
I'm
there's
not a
a-
paperwork guy.
yeah.
Some people hate paperwork.
I do.
You love paperwork.
I love paperwork.
So the key is if somebody wants to become self-employed, make sure one, have a good bookkeeper.
Yep.
Which would be you. You call
There you go.
Marie and she'll
Yeah,
take
exactly.
care of it.
That's
Now you can do books anywhere, you're right across Canada. Right?
I have Dropbox, internet, Facebook, I do it all. So I have my own programs. You just drop the information off to me via online and I can work it at home, send it back to you, no problem.
Because you're finding that helps.
Absolutely, it's wonderful. Technology world is a great world. I absolutely love it.
10 years from now, what do you want to be doing?
Like I said, I'm gonna build my cottage, still be doing some of the business, still have other people working for me. No reason to retire totally, completely. Can still keep my hand in it and just relax and enjoy simple life.
How do you want to be remembered? 20 years from now, 30 years, 50 years, 150 years from now, I'm not going to be here, you're going to be here. This is a video, it's going out, and this is we're recording this for people to watch, so that when we're sitting back and I'm a little older, not moving quite so good, and we might have a giggle when I'm 85 and you're 72. Let's say somebody's changing my diaper, and say, "Come on over here," and we're watching this on it. What would be the message you'd like to send to the generations? What would be your legacy?
My legacy. Oh well.
I think we're 30 years in the future now, and we click the video. What would the message message we'd like to see? Hey, everybody, gather around. Here, this is me, as I was 30 years ago.
There you go. Honest,
What's the legacy? What would you like them? How would you like to be remembered?
honesty, kind, loving person. There you go. Pleasure. Thank you so much.
All right.
Excellent.
Guys, Marie Wilshire, beautiful, wonderful, caring woman, gives back, an amazing bookkeeper who is a fellow Prophet Warrior, Thank you, Marie, for coming.
Thank you so much.